So remember, moles is a way to count. And we use it many different ways. We want to, let's say, have a certain amount of molecules or a certain amount of moles. Then we could use the periodic table to find the AMU and find the molar mass, and then we can measure it out. A lot of times that's great, but in order to make reactions go faster, we actually want a liquid form of something. So a lot of times when we have ionic compounds, we're going to put them in solution and figure it out that way. And when we do have something in solution, instead of using moles, we're going to use something similar to it. We're going to use something called molar concentration. Another way of saying it is molarity. So molarity is the amount of moles per liter. Okay, so another way of writing it is big M is equal to N over V, which is a molar concentration of something. Let's say I want to make 3 different concentrations of sodium hydroxide. NaOH, which is also known as Li, very, very strong base. Let's say I want to make an 8 molar one, a 3 molar one, and then something pretty dilute, a 0.2 molar one. All these, I'm going to use a volumetric flask of 500 mils. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 2 different ways of getting the 3 and the 0.2 milliliter or 0.2 molar solutions. I'm going to do one as just making it straight from solid NaOH. And then I'm going to do a dilution. So hopefully I could do 2 things with this video. All right. So let's say you wanted to make an 8 molar solution, and I had a bottle of NaOH, which is a salt, technically, and it is a solid. So I want to know how much of this solid I need to put in my water solution. So in order to do that, I'm going to use this equation over here. M is equal to N over V, and I'm going to substitute everything in. So M is the molarity, so 8M is equal to N, which is the moles over the volume. In this case is 500 milliliters, but remember it is liters, so I need to convert it. 0.500. Let's just say this was 3 sig figs. That. Now, in order to figure out how many moles of NaOH I need, I'm just going to multiply both sides by 0.5, and I get 4. Let me just make sure I can do my simple math. Sometimes I do the dumbest mistakes. 4. And I want, let's just bring it out to 3 sig figs. So let's see. Let me kind of change this up because this is just 1 sig fig. Let's say I wanted an 8.00 molar solution. Then that will give me 4.00 moles of something, which is what I need. All right, so I have 4.00 moles of NaOH, but that's not helpful. I want to know how many grams I need. Well, all we need to do now is look at the periodic table. Sodium, AMU, atomic mass unit, is 22.99. Oxygen is 16.00, and then hydrogen is 1.01. So those are my atomic masses of all of them. If I add them all together on my calculator, 22.99 plus 16 plus 1.01, I get 40. So if I have 40 grams of Li, then I have 1 mole. So that's the ratio I'm going to use. That's a molar mass, remember, is a ratio of grams per mole. Here I have moles on top, so I'm going to get rid of it. 1 mole of NaOH is 40 grams. So then I just have to multiply those 2 together. So 4 times 40, again, I'm going to make sure I get my units correct, is 160 grams. So if I get 160 grams of NaOH, I put it in a volumetric flask, fill it up to the increment of 500, then I just created a 8 molar solution. Now, if I want to do a 3 from scratch, it's exactly the same process, but now instead of using 8, I'm going to do 3. So it'll be 3 molar is equal to N over, again, 0.500 liters. And again, let's just make this, instead of 3, let's make it more sig figs, so I'll be more confident in my answer. And then you do the same thing. So 1.5 equals the moles, and then you multiply by 40 again, And then that's it. So once you kind of get the hang of it, it is, again, unit cancellations. You just have to use this to kind of start us off. And then you're done. So this will be, boop, 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 boop. Let's see, 1.5 times 40. I think it's 60. 60 grams. Okay. Now I'm not going to do the last one. I'm going to do a dilution now. So what probably is smarter to do if you don't need exactly 500 is once you make the 8 molar one, then you can use the 8 molar solution to make a 3 molar solution. In order to do that, we're just going to use the property of molarity. Remember, molarity is just a unit is moles per liter. So let's say we do this. Here is the equation that we're going to use for dilution. Mass of A, or sorry, not mass, molarity of A, volume of A. If you multiply those two together, right, molarity is moles per liter. If I multiply it by liter, it's going to tell me how many moles I have. Again, this is moles per liter, and then I'm going to multiply with per liter with over 1. So what's left is, oh, sorry, I totally messed up. I multiply with liters. It's like, hey, the units don't cancel out. Then the units cancel out, and you're left with moles. So this equation is pretty much just comparing moles to moles. So here is my equal. So if I have a molarity of 1, a volume 1, then it'll tell me how much of another one that I need for this one. All right. It doesn't matter which one's A, which one's B, whichever one makes you happy. So let's say I wanted this, a 3 molar 500 mil solution. So I'm going to put this on the right side, but again, it doesn't really matter which side you put on it. So 3 molar, and again, let's do 3 sig figs. And I want a 0.500 liter solution of it. What I have for the starting point is an 8 molar solution. What I want to know is how much of this 8 molar solution I need in order to make this one. All right, so let's do it. That's our math right there. We just need to solve for V, move the 8 to the other side. So the volume I need from that one will be 3.00 times 0.500 divided by 8.00. So 3 times 0.5 divided by 8 is 0.1875 liters. And we started off with 3 sig figs, so 0.188 liters, or 18.8 milliliters. So that's how much of this solution I need to put into a volumetric flask and then add the volume of water up to 500. I'm going to do the same thing now with my 0.2. So I'm going to get my 3 mil solution that I just created, and I'm going to do the same thing. So here we have M of A, V of A equal M of B, V of B. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out what I need. So I need a 0.200. I want 3 sig figs again. And again, it's a 500 milliliter solution or volumetric flask. So I want to know how much of the 3 molar solution I need. And you just multiply out. So volume equals 0.200 divided by 3.00. So 0.2 times 0.5 divided by 3. So I need 0.0333 liters, or about 33. Oh, this is 100. Sorry, I need to see. I messed up there. Can never do easy math in my head. So this is 188 milliliters, sorry, and this one is 33. Ooh, I divided. This one's 33.3 milliliters. but now you kind of have different ways of doing it. Can I go from 8 molar to 0.2? I can. I'm going to require way, way less. So instead of 3 here, it's going to be 8. So here I showed you how to make a solution from grams and then a solution from dilutions. So hopefully that helps. Let me know if you need any help from anything else.